Jessie, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I
Weird
feel
to say.
I feel a little like this is our first pod after the new year. I
Uh-huh.
feel like a little discombobulated. Like, what am I supposed to do? I
Yeah.
forgot. And I came into my office a little while ago, Jessie, and I was on a call and my chandelier fell out of my ceiling. And
Did
it's
it
just
hit you?
it did not hit me, but it scared the bejesus out of me. And but here's the positive. It's illuminating my face. So it's literally the chandelier is literally right next to my head right now.
And it's cold outside.
I could have
It
passed
can warm
out
up
from it
nice.
hitting my head. So listen, New Year's is starting off with a literal bang.
Yeah.
Chandelier falling. Um, do you have any New Year's traditions that you do like in your family, like New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? Are you like a goal setting family? You sit around and talk
No.
about
I mean, no, we're not a goal setting. Like we don't sit down and do that together. I think we individually do that.
yeah.
But tradition wise, we watch the ball drop and, the older I get, the closer it gets to me falling asleep before the ball actually drops.
I was gonna say,
Um,
did you make it to midnight?
I made it barely. Like we went to a friend's house and the ball dropped, and then we all go, "All right, see ya," and we all just get in our cars and go home. Um, but New Year's Day, everybody eats the black eyed peas and the collards and that tradition. I had never done
Um,
it before.
yes. Do you
I
know
had never done
why?
it. It's
Do you
like
know?
what each one is something else, right?
Well, I pulled it up because I have done that forever. Like it
Okay, I
started.
did it this year.
So you just did it for the first time. Okay. So
Yes.
yeah, Southern tradition as a family, we've always had black eyed peas, collards, pork, like that's apples. That's always been the thing.
Apples.
Yeah, for New Year's Day. I don't know
What?
why.
We had cornbread.
Okay. So I have, since I've been married, have my own family, I have carried on the tradition of at least the black eyed peas
Mm,
because nobody at my house likes collards. They would just throw
that's
up
a shame.
if I know. But I was thinking about it and I looked it up because I was like, why do we even do this? It's like I've just done it because, but didn't know
Yeah.
why. And did you know about the tradition of leaving two peas in the bowl?
Oh no, I
The
ate them all.
Okay, well, you're supposed to leave two
What's gonna happen?
peas. Okay, this is what it says. Eating black eyed peas on New Year's Day is a Southern tradition believed to bring good luck and prosperity in the coming year. With
Uh-huh.
the peas symbolizing coins and wealth, this practice is thought to originate from the Civil War era when people were left with few food options, making black eyed peas a symbol of survival and resilience. Now, leaving two peas in the bowl is supposed to be like saving some wealth for the future because the peas are like the coins
Great.
and the collar. So, yeah, you're screwed. You didn't save
I
any
ate all my
money.
coins.
You ate all your coins. And the collard greens, the leaves are supposed to be like money. So that's why, yeah, that's why
Can
you
we
do
talk
that.
about how pork is supposed to bring you health? Like we were talking about that as we were eating it. I'm like, this is a little backwards. And collards
Yeah, I
have
don't know
like
about the pork. I don't know about the
ham or
pork, but
bacon and
yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so that is
interesting,
why, yeah. So now you know why you need to eat black eyed peas,
but not all of them.
but leave two, leave two. And like
Okay.
this year, I ate all of them and I was like, oh crap. And like I had to go back and put some more in my bowl and then leave two. Like
And then put them in the trash.
but then I didn't even know why I was doing it. Okay. So anyway,
So funny.
all right, let's do this thing. Okay, here we are, episode 30, first one of 2025, and it's going to be a good one. What are online people talking about, Jessie Suggs?
Well, online people are talking about a lot of things right now. I feel it's like just full excitement for this new year.
Mm-hmm.
I think we go into a new year going, oh, we're going to have a fresh start, which is interesting because,
Yeah.
every day is a new opportunity to have a fresh start, but you kind of get a blank board. So just feeling kind of bright and shiny and ready to see what the year brings
Do
is
you
what I'm
have
hearing.
do you have like I know in the past we've done where we have like a word
Yeah.
that we're going to focus on. I feel like one year yours was grit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I remember that. Do you have a word this year or
No, I gave that up.
you
I
gave
gave
that
that up
up?
last year. I mean, I feel like I, in the past, have put too many things in front of me, like too many things I was aspiring for, and kind of let the important
Yeah.
stuff take the back seat. So this year I said, you know what? I'm going to focus on what's important. And I do not have a
Yeah.
word of the year.
You know what? That reminds me, your word last year was less.
Less. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'm going to just do less and not. So it's kind of similar to that, right? You're staying on that path.
Mm-hmm.
I have a definitely like a different perspective this year. I know some of you listening know about my husband, and he had a heart attack in December or the end of November and had to have bypass surgery. And it really has changed, obviously his perspective on things and me kind of going through this with him. And my word and my focus is, be prepared or like prepare because, we don't know like what, as online sales specialists, we're there to serve the market that we're in, right? So we don't know what's going to happen in the market. Things shift, things change, consumer sentiment shifts, interest rates, pricing, things that happen in our organizations, right? Our leadership, our teammates, like all of those things around us shift and change all the time. And just like in our world, Andrew like was working out, was doing all these things, but like in a day, his whole life changed, right? Yeah. But he was prepared for that because he had changed his diet. He was working out. He was doing all these really healthy things. So I think about online sales and I'm like, we don't know what's going to happen this year or what's going to come our way. But if we're prepared and, if we have our skills in check and we are prepared with focusing on what we can control and, the things that in our day-to-day that make the most impact and the most difference in our customers and our processes and things like that, then we'll be able to adapt to whatever comes our way. And so today, Jesse and I, we have a special guest. We want to talk to you about preparing and goal setting and all those things that we think about. Were you going to add something to look like you were going to say something?
Well, I was just going to say, I was listening to you talk. It's funny that, being prepared can be synonymous with being surprised. Like
yeah.
Andrew was certainly surprised by
shocked.
this, but like prepared. And it's the same with like online sales is you can expect to be surprised by what the market brings you, but being prepared to be ready to like tackle whatever that is with what is in your control.
That's right. Yeah. So, we want to talk to you guys today just about, goal setting, things you need to think of, but we want to bring on a very special guest to talk to you about this. So please give a warm Online People Talking welcome to our online sales superstar today, Adyanee Perkins. Where is she? Hey.
Hi. How y'all doing?
Oh my gosh.
Like
we're fantastic.
Sunshine.
You're just glowing. Do you have a chandelier dangling next to your face as well?
I do not.
I mean, you're just illuminating.
Thank you.
Yeah. So Adyanee is an online sales specialist with Stylecraft Builders based out of Texas. Adyanee, how long have you been in the role?
I've been with Stylecraft for the last 4 years this past November.
I cannot believe it's been 4 years. Oh,
I know, time flies.
Gosh. One of the things I love about Adyanee is that one, she is just a super nice human. Her genuine, like just kindness comes through to the people that she works with, her teammates, and to her customers. When I listen to your calls, Adyanee, you can just hear it come through over the phone. You're so helpful and kind. But what I really love most about Adyanee is that she is a goal setting, numbers oriented, skills, like push the skills, always trying to do something better, always trying to learn something, go-getter, online sales specialist, proactive. And so that's what it takes, that's what it takes. And You have won a recent award, right?
Yes.
Yes. So tell everybody what you have won.
So I am a silver winner for Online Sales Counselor of the Year. Very
Woohoo!
excited.
Yes.
Amazing.
National Association of Home Builders Sales and Marketing Council Online Sales Specialist of the Year, Silver Award winner for 2025.
Yes.
Say that 5 times.
Really?
Audie, so let's tackle a couple things. I want to let everybody know a little bit about you first. So, what did you do before coming on with Stylecraft as an OSC?
Surprisingly enough, I was a correctional officer for the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. I did that for about 3 years after I graduated high school, and I got out of basic training for the military. So I just recently, this past December, have been out of the reserves for the Army.
So basically, you're a badass.
Yeah.
I mean, correctional
Like, it's no
officer.
surprise she's disciplined.
Okay, exactly, Jessie. Is that what you were thinking? Like, yeah, totally disciplined, military background, correctional officer. Why? What was the shift from correctional officer to online sales?
Honestly, it was the pandemic. It was very stressful at that time, like having limited resources with our like team members because people were stretched really thin at that point, and I needed a change. So I had Stylecraft Build right next to my apartment. It was South Point. I'll never forget it. I was like, I'm gonna work for them one day. And it came
I
true.
didn't
It
know
took a while.
that.
And yes, I was
Okay.
persistent. I kept applying for about like 4 months just to see if I can get into any position. But they were pretty full at that time. I just kept calling and asking, like, hey, anything open yet? And finally they responded.
I don't think I knew that
Persistence.
story.
Yeah.
One of the like characteristics of a great online sales specialist, I feel like, is tenacity, like being tenacious, not giving up, perseverance. And so what you're saying is perfect because you're like, I'm going to work there. And you kept applying. And yeah, during the pandemic, we saw a lot of online sales teams grow during that time and build their team. And so now you have won an award. You're part of that team. It's been amazing.
Yes, wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
Yeah. What's your favorite part of your job?
Being able to connect with new people, even if it's virtually or on the phone, just hearing people's background stories and getting to know them as a person and kind of what prompted their search in the first place is awesome because I'll be able to connect with them, and it's kind of like a reward knowing that I'm able to help them through the process.
So nice. What do you think about that, Jessie?
Well, I think back to when I was in the seat and what brought me joy and what kept me in the seat and what kept me wanting to help others who are in the seat was just, like you said, knowing that you make a difference. And like having been in the seat of a consumer, how disconnected it can feel and how discouraging it can feel. And that little, you think you play just a little part in that, but really you're the entire brand experience. And so that's my favorite thing too.
Oh, good. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, Audie, tough question. Most challenging part or a challenge that you had since you've been in the role, and how did you overcome it? Because we're all about solutions on Opt. So
I would say probably just managing the uncertainty of like a lot of things because everything is a moving wheel with like our clients as well as our market that we're in. So just being able to keep up with everything. I believe last year my word was pivot because you still have to be there for people and be able to make those deciding factors at some point. So being able to be like, okay, well, we're going to do this moving forward until we need to do something else.
So you just mentioned that you had a word last year, which was pivot. So do you have a word this year?
I do. So it was kind of similar to what you guys were talking about. My word was resilience because you have to have the capacity to like withstand and recover from things quickly. So I'm taking that word with me as much as I can.
It's like we planned it.
Yes.
Right? Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Resilience. Yeah. So, what do you think are a lot of the things that as an OSC you have to adjust to? Like, what have you seen in your world that has changed a lot, maybe since you first started to now?
Well, it all depends on the person, but some people have mentioned, like with this last year, how the election will go depends on what they're going to do moving forward or their financial situation to see
Mm,
if the interest rates are going to drop or not. So it's really, really dependent on the person.
yeah. Do you feel like, um, I know like Jesse and I, we've heard from other online sales specialists that they definitely are getting more objections or they are getting some of that pushback or uncertainty from buyers. Are you still seeing that even though the election has passed now? Okay, it's happened. We have a new president. Are you still seeing that?
Honestly, yes. They want to see how the market's going to turn out within the next few months. They're like, I'm just going to wait as long as possible. And then here comes me trying to be like, well, your options are here still. Like, we can move past this. If you want to take a look at home still, we'll be prepared for when you are ready.
Mm, I like that. Prepared for when you're ready.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think that's going to be a theme, right? With customers. And so as online sales specialists, how do we, if we know that that is coming, right, Jesse? Like, what's the framework? So if we know that brush off is coming of I'm not quite ready, or I want to see what's going to happen with the market, what can we do? How can we prepare as OSCs? What do you think? What are your thoughts?
I think, knowing that an objection's coming, even if it's a good market, is a good strategy, just to be
Right. Just be
prepared and,
prepared.
and be confident. But in any situation, regardless of what the objection is, we always say it: pause, agree, pivot. So
Mm-hmm.
pause and go, okay, where is this fear coming from? Because it's
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes from a place of fear. Give them an agreeable statement back, like, hey, I totally understand wanting to wait, and then pivot it and ask it in a different way. By education, a lot of times that helps.
Mm-hmm.
When I think about the objection of, oh, well, I want to wait, I'm just looking, any of those, election, see what happens with the interest rates.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till I get married, or whatever those things are. It's like, when is the right time? And I think that's okay to ask a customer, like, when do
Yeah.
you feel like it will be, quote, the right time? And then it kind of is that light bulb moment for them to go, will there ever be a right time?
Yeah. Yeah.
Going into what you said.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I think what you said, Audie, is a great little snippet to say or talk track to say, hey, just come check us out. And then you'll be prepared, with the information when you're ready to make a decision.
Mhm.
Like,
Exactly.
just get comfortable saying that. Like, you don't have to make a decision right now, but come check us out. That way, when you are ready, you'll have the information and you'll be able to make the decision. And as OSCs, like that's one thing I just want you guys to note is, preparing for this year, being resilient, you got to go back and you got to brush up on how to pivot and how to talk through some of those brush offs and objections and get your talk tracks ready to go. Um, let's talk about prospecting for a minute, Audie, because I know you are a prospecting fanatic, for lack of a better word. And we've been talking about prospecting, like we've like doubled down on prospecting. When leads go low, it's your time to grow, it's your time to prospect, make the phone ring the other way. So, what is your process as an OSC for prospecting? Why is it so important? And how have you seen this really affect your business at Stylecraft?
Well, with our prospecting, it depends on like what source they come in through, but let's say it's an online lead from our website. We'll
Okay.
usually send an email like that's catered to what they're looking for if they leave us a note or a community that they're interested in. So I'll make sure to link that to our website for that specific area. I'll text them on the first day as soon as I'm able to, kind of make that connection with them as quickly as possible. If I still don't hear from them for whatever reason, I'll send them a email of like a video email of myself just introducing them so they know that I'm a real person just trying to help. Basically doing follow up after that by checking in through email, call, or text. And this would go on for about 35 days and then slowly go out afterwards up into that year of when they've originally came in as a lead. But throughout that process, depending on like their notes or what they're looking for specifically, I'll still put in my activities and see if I'm able to connect with them
Okay.
in a different level. And I've noticed that's helped me in my business because I learned a word, it's called intrapreneur. You're basically the boss of your business within a company. So yes, I've taken that and I've been doing that more as in like doing my own follow-up other than the process already set by our CRM.
Yeah. Intrapreneur. I love that.
I do
Yeah.
too.
How to be an intrapreneur with Adyanee Perkins today in Opt session. What I love so much about what you said, I just want to pull out a couple things. You are talking about this as your business. You are taking, like, yes, you work as a team and you guys have your consistent process that you do, but you're taking ownership of this is how I'm going to follow up with this person, like based on your notes, based on, what you talk to them about, like you're kind of setting that follow up yourself, right? Not just leaving it to be like an automated thing or, okay, marketing's got that covered or whatever. Like you're taking it into your own hands. And
Yes,
that's
absolutely.
that's working for you guys because I don't know if you know the numbers, but you guys have a huge percentage of your appointments coming from older leads.
Yes, I believe last year was between like 13 to 15% long-term follow-up throughout the year. So it was nice
Yeah.
to see those numbers because I did put the effort behind
Yeah.
reaching out to our older leads.
Jessie, did you know? So, when we talked about our Builder 100 shop and we looked at the prospecting results and we talked about this on like 3 episodes ago, I think on Opt, where we went over the Builder 100 shop results, right? And Jesse and I looked at 10 months of follow up from the top builders from last year. And Audie was one of the builders that followed up and did the video email. She actually sent 3 video emails in 10 months out of the 8 total that we received. That was Audie.
Aged leads.
The aged leads, yes. So listen, that's amazing. That I mean, you're doing things that are setting you apart from the competition.
Mm-hmm.
I especially I can recall this one as I was looking through these video emails that we received. Audie, there was one, and you probably remember this. There was one in front of like a Christmas tree where you were like, "Hey, just sending you like happy holiday."
Yes, yes. Being able to be personalized with your follow-up, it doesn't
Yeah,
necessarily always have to do with like being a builder or
yeah,
trying to sell you a home. I'm still here as a person if you need me. Like, please reach out in any
yeah.
aspect.
Human-centered communication, like your book back there that you have on your by Bomb Bomb.
Yes.
Look, there you go. Shout out to Bomb Bomb. Okay, so let's talk about goal setting because when I did your introduction, that is true. Like since I've known you, you've just been really focused on like, what are my numbers? What do I need to get to? What do I need to improve to get there? What do I need to be doing differently? So I'm assuming you have set your goals for this year.
I have, yes.
Okay.
I did the
Why?
chart wheel.
Okay. You did the SMART goal approach and all of those
Mhm.
things. Okay, perfect. Why is this so important? Like if you were to give advice to another OSC, like why is this important in your business as an entrepreneur?
Probably because I'm able to track my success rates based off all the actions I've done over the year and see how I'm really able to improve from like the beginning to the end. So I like being able to do that and then also just increasing my communication with my team members and all my leads. Like that's going to be my important factor this year, being able to get out there, put my name. Also just being, I don't know, being present, honestly. Because I'm
Yeah.
always in the office, I'm behind the screen, but I want people to know me as me and my online sales title.
Okay. Were you going to ask something,
Yeah,
Jesse?
I was going to say, I think my favorite part about what you said is being to acknowledge and identify growth, like defining very clearly what is success. What does that look like for me personally, for me as an intrapreneur? Like, how do I get there? And then when I get there, it's like setting that next one, not the constant pursuit of chasing after the next thing, but just continued growth in habit stacking that has gotten you to where you are, being a national award winner. And so I just think it's great that you're sharing that with everybody who's listening, because goals don't set themselves. You know, if you have a baseline of, well, if I complete my tasks and I expecting email and I hit my conversions, like I'm doing good, I'm doing well. But what's next? And those are the best online sales specialists, those who continue to grow.
Yeah. You know, we talk with some online sales specialists who have no idea what their numbers are. They have no idea. Can you imagine? Like, what do you think about that? How can you do this job without knowing what your conversions are?
We have already kind of set our goals for this coming year. Basically, as a company, they want to reach about, I want to say, 1,300 sales in total. And for online sales each, we want about 390. So we're trying to hit 30% as an online sales contribution for this year. And that's a bigger number for me because I've usually hit like 25% depending on our
You're talking about appointment
to sale. Well, yes, but part of our online sales contribution to the total sales of the company.
Oh, individually.
Yes. So Tanner would be 30, even Lacey too. So that's a bigger goal for me than I have had in previous years. So me doing all the steps I need to right now to reach that goal, at least by the end of the year, I'm trying to push.
Okay. So what you're saying is, so typically we look at online sales contribution as a whole, like your program is contributing this amount to the sales. But you guys are taking that a step further, and you're not only looking at lead to appointment and appointment to sale individually, you're looking at online sales contribution individually.
Yes.
And so you, Audie, are trying to contribute 30% to the sales.
Exactly. Yes. And last year was a 25% goal. And now we've increased it to 30 because we are looking to expand this year in Texas. So it is going to be like a hard, I'm not going to say hard, but it is going to be something that I definitely have to work towards because that is something that I haven't seen just yet. Like I'll see it in individual months, but consistently throughout the whole year, that is something that I'm looking to achieve.
How are you going to do it?
Consistent follow-up, being personalized through all my interactions, and honestly just setting the next step, whether that's I'm not in the market right now, but I might be in like a year, or let me call you next week by this time so we're able to look at your calendar for the next appointment available. Just the next step is in general.
Yeah, I love that.
Yes.
So more intentional, personalized follow-up. Like when you've talked to this person, take good notes. Okay, what am I going to do next with them? Be more strategic about that.
Absolutely.
Got it.
I think relationships with your on-site team will play a huge role in getting there too.
Yeah.
Like having them prepare for your appointments, value your appointments, and then give transparent feedback to you saying, hey, thank you so much for the appointment. Hey, here's what didn't align, so that you know, as you're sending people out there, what the best fit is, and just you have a good relationship with the sales team, which is why you can strive for such a good goal. Listening, that's a key thing if you're looking to contribute to the overall company contribution, and then also tapping into your realtor database. So, that other, for the industry, the other 50%, we typically see about a 50% total company contribution for online sales. The other 50% are walk-ins and realtor referrals going direct to the on-site. So if you can kind of take some of that into, just like you said, getting your name out there and getting people to know you, that'll help you get there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've noticed me doing my like reminders and my follow-ups with the individual people that do come in for an appointment. If I personalize it to them, asking how the appointment went or if they're prepared to come in that next day or whenever it is, I've noticed people are more receptive to actually answering and be like, oh, I almost forgot about that appointment. I'm going to make sure I mark my calendar. I'll be there on time. So that also has made a difference.
Nice. You know, again, like revisiting your processes and consistency. It's like being able to say, I do that all the time versus I do that some of the time. Right. You know, getting to that place. Any other goals you want to share that you have personally?
I do want to read 7 to 10 books. It doesn't necessarily have
Okay.
to be related to online sales, but the more the
Yeah.
merrier. So if you have any
Because there's like
recommendations,
one book for
I'm
online
here.
sales. But
Well, yeah, that's true. But if you have anything, I'll
no,
take
I'm
it.
I'm just joking. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. What are you reading right now, Jessie?
So I'm reading a book on how to run a marathon. I figured
Nice.
if you can't figure it out on your own feet, you might as well read about it. So that's what
Yes.
I'm reading right now. It's a guide to how to efficiently run a full marathon.
I'm reading like 3 different books right now, Audie. One probably won't make much sense to you. It's about menopausal diet habits. So probably not one that
No,
you
we
would
can't
get.
relate.
You probably not one you would really be interested in. The other one is Chad Shanzergran's new book that I did
Yes, I
get.
have it
Keep
too.
telling yourself. Yeah, I
Oh,
started
you
reading
mean this
that.
one?
Yes.
Ah, yes.
Yes. Yes. So I started reading that one. So, and then the third one is called Winter Paradise. That is not related to the industry, but yeah, that's it. That's it. We need an online people talking book club.
Yeah.
Put that on the. Okay. So award winner. What did it mean to you when you got that email that you had won a silver award and that you were up for gold?
It was surreal, honestly, because I've had, accomplishments in my life, but never so publicized. My whole company came, they gave me like kudos. They reached out by call, text, email, all that stuff. They even came by my office. They gave me balloons and flowers. It
Oh,
was really nice. So to know that they have my back it was great.
ah,
That's
that's so
amazing.
awesome. That's so
Mhm.
awesome. Well, congratulations. Um, what advice would you give somebody who is an online sales specialist who's thinking about applying?
Well, I did apply with my team member, Tanner Brewster, back in 2023, and we did not qualify. So we didn't even place. And that was kind of disheartening because I was like, my numbers are good. We're doing great. Like, why wouldn't they be able to accept us? But then
Yeah.
after re-looking at my application, I understood why, because I didn't know how to put into words like the progress we've made over the last year. So knowing that I went in more detail as to why I should be considered probably put that over the edge compared to the previous year. So even if you don't place for this year or the next year, just keep trying, of course. You never know what the outcome may be.
Yeah. And it's all about how you tell your story, right? Like you
Mhm.
said, like going back in and explaining and beefing up your story and making it, more compelling about how you grew and what you did. Well, we will be cheering you on in Las Vegas. We can't wait. It's going to be awesome.
So good.
Yes, I'm very excited. Thank you guys.
If
Yeah,
nothing
Audie.
else, you get to celebrate all the, like when you're doing your submission, you
Yeah.
have to go back in time and go, what did I accomplish this year? And at minimum, you don't place for your first, second, third time applying. You get to celebrate yourself and all the success and hard work that you put in. So
Yeah. Audie, stay on with us. We're gonna do our skills check. But before we do that, thank you so much. Like
Of
you're just
course.
a breath of fresh air.
mhm.
It's awesome to talk with you about, what you're up to, how you're running your business within your team, which is amazing. So keep shining, keep growing, keep doing things. You were an influencer in online sales. So we appreciate you so much.
Mhm.
Well, thank you
Um,
guys.
yeah. Okay. It's time for a skills check because you better check yourself before you what?
Wreck yourself.
Wreck yourself?
Wreck
Question mark.
yourself. Yeah, we don't want to wreck yourself. Okay, so last time when Mike, Jesse, and Amanda took over the pod, what was the skills check, Jesse, last time?
Well, it was all about what we're talking about right now,
Yeah.
which is goal setting,
Right.
intention for next year using the SMART approach, which we kind of talked about here. And then sharing that with the world, sharing it with a
Yes.
friend or a colleague or your mentor, your boss, whoever.
So that second part of sharing with somebody, that is your skills check for this time. We want to hear from you. So send us an email. We want to know what was one goal or one skill that you wanted to improve, or something you wanted to learn this year to grow that was on your goal setting. Send us an email, onlinesales@doyouconvert.com, and let us know. We also want to know, like, is there a certain guest or somebody you want to hear from in the industry that you would like us to have on the pod to talk to? This podcast is for you guys. We want to give you some resources. We want to have those conversations, and maybe sometimes they're hard conversations. We'll bring it. Like, we'll have them. We like it. Let's talk about things. So if there's something you want us to talk about, let us know. Adi, what is something that from your, goal setting, what is something that you want to hear from us on this year? What's a topic? I'm putting her on the spot.
How to make more connections, maybe?
Okay. Like in the industry?
Yes.
Okay. How to make more connections in the industry. You got it. We'll do it.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Last question. Are you down with OPT?
Oh, I'm completely down.
Okay. This is what you say. Yeah, you know me.
Oh, yeah, you know me.
I adore you.
Oh
You're the
my
best.
gosh. Happy New Year, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you next time.